Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So today is going to be a bit special video, and it is going to be my personal first ever Ascended champion. And for quite a long time already, quite a few people have been asking whether, I have made a decision on who I'm going to ascend and who did I choose. And all the time up until about half an hour ago, I had not made that decision. I always said I have 3 strongest candidates. I don't want to send anybody, obviously, that I already have as a 7-star or that is in 7-star basic pool. And there is obviously a relatively small amount of champions that I think are kind of like best or most suited for, which typically would be the champions that are at the top of the game, like the best of the best champions, the champions that do not exist as 7-stars, or even if they do, need SIG 200, so on and so forth. So my most likely options were Kingpin and Scorpion and Hercules. And in a vacuum, I'm about 90% sure I would have went with Kingpin, because I really like Kingpin. I think he's an amazing champion. I use him a ton. I'm not disputing that Hercules is quote-unquote the wiser decision, because there is no way under 7 heavens that we will see a 7-star Hercules unless he gets nerfed. So that is basically as safe of a bet as anybody can make. Plus the fact, obviously, that everybody uses Hercules every day. Whether it is Alliance quest, or it is casual questing, whether it is incursions, whether it is battlegrounds, Alliance war, everywhere. Similar to Kingpin, but let's face it, Hercules is currently the most popular, the best champion in the game. And I still wanted to go with Kingpin, because that would be different. But also, in New Nation, nobody ever forces rank ups. Nobody ever tells you you're going to rank this up and stuff like that. But as with, I think, in pretty much any relatively high tier alliance, these things do get discussed, and it is appreciated whenever the team's needs and stuff like that are taken in consideration. And therefore I'm going to be ascending Nova, because Nova is awesome. Nova has been one of my most successful rank ups. He's a monster on Alliance War. No, I'm just kidding, it's not Nova. Right, anyways, so I spoke with my officer, and I basically tell them, because we were asked to list like 3 or 4 champions that we want or would like to ascend, and they mainly wanted to make sure that we ascend 10 different champions, so that not everybody ascends a Scorpion or not everybody ascends a Hercules. And as it turned out, somehow ironically, it was just me and one more person in our battle group who wrote down Hercules. And effectively I just said, it's like, listen, I'm not that fast. I know we're going to get to ascend. We are going to get to ascend more champions. If I get to ascend any one of the 3 that I mentioned, which is Kingpin, Scorpion, and Hercules, I'm going to be fine. Spoke with my alliance leadership, and they effectively said, yes, we made a decision. Can you ascend Hercules? I said, yes, I sure can. And that is exactly what is happening. This is going to be my first ever 6-star champion that we are going to ascend. And again, this is ultimately the best choice, therefore I have nothing to complain, other than the fact that it's not like an quote-unquote original ascension, that there are going to be lots of Hercules and stuff like that. That's quite literally the only, irksome thing about it. Because if you look at it from a practical standpoint, that is the right call. Definitely. There's just not much else to add. It is the champion that requires high SIG, ideally, definitely at least Awakened. It is a champion that is used in every game mode. It is a champion we will not see as a 7-star. Makes a ton of sense. The only tiny little bit irksome thing, I still kind of hoped that they would tell me to do Kingpin, just because, he's bald and he has 2% body fat, and that is awesome. Right, so, with that in mind, I did record Hercules pre-ascension. I mean, I'm sure that you guys have seen it, but I did record Hercules pre-ascension just so we can take a look at the numbers, and I have yet to try post-ascension. So you can see that mediums are critting for like 5k something, and we're gonna see, you know, how well he does the fight. So obviously you do need to do the ramp up against the Winter Soldier. It sometimes can be a bit tricky. Hercules actually does have one of the lowest base crit rates. Obviously he crits like a monster once you do land that level 1, get the precisions going, and they do last for a ton of time. And yeah, so it means I will be playing a lot of Hercules. So this is not Ascended Hercules. So this is a video that I recorded just now, like 10 minutes ago. And we're gonna go for my level 2 now with everything. So the hits are for like 9k. We did get level 2 crit, which is like 25k, and obviously all that extra burst damage helps us get Winter Soldier down basically with one level 2, one level 1, and then another level 1, and I believe he's going to be at like 1% health, and then annoyingly he tries to catch me. But that's without recall masteries and everything else. And yeah, 1 minute and 2 seconds. Probably you can do it even faster, or maybe if you get a bit faster crit RNG. But now we can try and do this same fight. Hopefully I don't fumble the bag too much, because, you know, Realm of Legends AI is a bit quirky sometimes. Sometimes he doesn't like that you intercept him. But I do have an Ascended Herc. And again, I know it's the most boring standard choice, things like that. As a content creator, that is the one thing that kind of irks me. As a player, there's absolutely nothing to complain. It's the best decision anybody can make. Come on, drop it. He's not going to want to shoot his level 1. Come on. There we go. It's fine. And this is exactly what I'm talking about AI. I'm going to be slower now than I was before, just because he doesn't want to be intercepted. And obviously, I'm playing and commenting and recording video at the same time, so I'm not exactly, you know, as focused as I was. But, you know, I should be fine. If the fight isn't perfect, we should still be fine. And now you want to throw it immediately. And now I still get it. I did throw it later, but so we do see that 22% increase. But the cool thing about Herc is any actual damage increase that your Hercules gets actually gets kind of doubled up. And this time I didn't even need to throw it level 1. It actually might be slightly bit slower just because AI wasn't like operating as much. But we can see that I needed just the level 1 and the level 2, and then I didn't even throw my, you know, the next level 1. It was just like those combos afterwards it finished. So it obviously will be helpful. One of the really good things that I do like about Herc, especially in context of Battlegrounds, is that he has always been a relatively good time staller, and now he's going to be even better. And, you know, he does make most of the Battlegrounds decks. The most crucial thing, though, is to remember that this isn't going to be the last champion that you ascend by any means. Regardless of how common or rare these are, you know, we will be ascending more 6 stars, and I think as time goes on, potentially even more and more and more. We'll see what exact plan Kebab has in regards of ascension, but there is no way in hell that this is the last 6 stars that you ascend. Therefore, you know, if you ascended something that you know, you aren't too impressed with the improvements of or something else, do not, you know, let it overshadow everything. It's as with, you know, every kind of new rank level. To be honest, in some degree, I do think this whole ascension thing is a bit overemphasized, because still at the moment it lets 6 stars be at the highest level of, you know, strength in the game, but no higher. And we already have 7-star rank 2s and quite a few of them for some players, and it's only a matter of time again till 7 stars go to rank 3, or till stuff like that becomes a lot more common. So ascension is as important, I suppose, as it's going to be, and yeah, there will be more champions to ascend as well. So I'm gonna grab a screenshot, and this is pretty much it. This is officially my first ever ascended 6-star champion. But please do let me know, inform me of what kind of cool ascended 6 stars you guys have chosen and for what purpose. I definitely am very curious, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye bye. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about